Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about something that maybe you've been wondering, or maybe not, but the question is, does yoga cause injuries? And just like any other fitness thing out there, right, from weightlifting to running to a sport, yeah, the answer is yes, that it can cause injury. However, yoga is really gentle, right? There's no high impact on the joints. There's also no weights, there's no added additional equipment that could cause injury. There's usually no contact unless you're doing partner yoga. So this all decreases the likelihood that you're going to cause an injury. Actually, the number one cause of injuries in yoga is when you're doing balancing, like headstands or forearm stands, in an area that has furniture, and then you fall and you hit the furniture. So the number one cause of yoga is actually having the wrong things around you or not practicing in a safe environment. So that's important to remember. Always practice it in an environment that is conducive and safe for the yoga poses that you want to do. So then the other way that you can cause injury is if you actually are entering a yoga pose or exiting a yoga pose too quickly. If you kind of are throwing yourself into the pose in a jerky, fast movement, that can cause injury because yoga is all about slow and gentle movements. Of course, a vinyasa can be quicker, right? But usually those quick vinyasas come at a later stage when you're more familiar with yoga and you feel more comfortable when someone says downward dog to high lunge to crescent, you go boom, boom, boom. You can go a little faster. And so when you know how to go about it, then you can do it perhaps in a more safe way. But generally, yoga isn't jerking. You're never in a jerking motion, and that can also cause injury. The last one that I wanted to cover is if you get distracted in yoga, if something happens, like if I'm in a shoulder stand or plow pose, so I'm putting a lot of stress on my neck. If something loud happens and I twist to look at it, I can hurt my neck. So it's always important to remember in yoga poses to not move unnecessarily. Enter the pose and stay in the pose until you gently exit it. We're not throwing our bodies around. We're not treating the pose as lightly. We're taking it seriously. So although it's pretty unlikely, I would like to say yes, unlikely that you would get an injury or get hurt because of yoga. Of course, if you have any surgeries, injuries, sicknesses, problems with your body that are unique to you, and if you've had a hip replacement or if you have something serious going on, then yeah, you are going to be more likely to have any kind of injury happen. And I would recommend, of course, speaking to a doctor or speaking to a yoga teacher in person about how we can modify things to keep you safe. But overall, I just wanted to talk about, can yoga cause injuries? And I hope that this little post, I hope, was more informative about the answer to that question.